Support for Steppin Out comes in part from the Christovich family in honor of Mary Lou and Bill Christovich.
Peggy Scott Laborde, and welcome to Steppin Out, spotlighting the New Orleans area's arts and entertainment scene. Seated at our table tonight, Diane Lyons, here to tell us all about this year's NOLA Christmas Fest. Welcome. Hello, dear.
Thank you.
Hi. Poppy Tucker, host of the radio program Louisiana Eats, airing twice weekly on WWNO. Hi.
Hey, Peg.
Yes, and making her Steppin Out debut, Juli Miller-Hart, here to tell us about giving some Christmas gifts that support the arts at the same time. Welcome, dear.
Thank you.
And Alan Smason of theatercriticism.com. Well, also later we'll have a performance by gypsy jazz guitarist and artist Tony Green, along with guitarist Russell Welch. But first up, Poppy.
Peggy, you know, it really is Christmas. It's like right upon us, and that means it is time to celebrate the Revie On. This is the 34th year that we have had Revie On in New Orleans again, from old Creole traditions. And that, of course, means to waken. And the Revie On around town this year, some are bargains, some are very luxe events. All are great fun, and it's basically a chance for chefs to really show off their chops. There are 60 different participating restaurants with at least 3 courses, prices from $22 to $100. Now, new this year is Revie On, and Revie On is Revie On for brunch, and so of course they're doing it at Brennan's, where you can get 4 courses for $65, starting off with the brandy milk punch and ending with some sparkling rosé and lots of delicious eating in between. Cavan also has both Revie On and Revie On. They're only $38, which is an incredible deal if you can get a reservation at Cavan. What a fabulous place that is. And they're new this year to Revie On: Curio, Kingfish, Sylvain, and the Rib Room. Also, Bar Francis, uptown, Ferret Street, 4 courses for $50, including grilled pompano or grilled lamb. For dessert, eggnog creme brulee with bread pudding crisps. I don't even know what that is.
Sounds good.
Also new this year, participating Boucherie, Cafe Amelie, which I believe on Royal Street is one of the most romantic spots to eat in the city. Emerald's New Orleans is participating for the first time. Longway Tavern, for the first time participating. G.W. Finn's. 3 courses for $55. Lump crab meat and citrus salad, or oyster artichoke soup. New Zealand John Dory, or crispy duck breast with house-made boudin, duck boudin, braised cabbage, sugar snap peas, and a cranberry demi-glace. It's not much, very often we talk about meat dishes at G.W. Finn's, but that one goes over the top. And molten chocolate cake for dessert. And then, of course, if you have not yet been to Gabrielle's, what in the world are you waiting for? Greg and Mary Saunier are serving 4 courses for $47. And I love Greg's menu. Beef daube with spätzle, preserved lemon and chive aioli, or grilled shrimp and cheese latke with roasted red pepper and creme fraiche. That's yummy. I mean, and what is he thinking? Latke. Duck and goose cassoulet, or grilled fish with a lobster thermidor sauce. And for dessert, one of the choices is bourbon milk punch and Christmas cookies. That's what Santa wants.
That's right.
And it's right down the block in Dookie Chase.
That's
Somebody hasn't
right
been
there.
there yet.
And it's so
very
charming
convenient.
inside.
And you can park
And
right on the street. It's easy.
I also wanted to mention that Gabrielle's has recently just opened for Friday lunch. So they're serving 11:30 to 2 p.m.
Great.
Looking for someplace fabulous the Friday before Christmas? Go to Gabrielle.
Oh, right. And of course, the website for all those Revie Ons, you can check. Just type in New Orleans Revie Ons, and you can see all.
And I'm sure it'll be on our website too.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you so
Thanks,
much, dear.
Peg.
And Juli, talk about show and tell. You were the queen of show and tell today.
Well, you said gifts, and
Yes.
so I said, okay, uniquely New Orleans. So we're going to start with the tricentennial. So as you know, we've been through a year plus of tricentennial celebrations. So obviously several books, a number of them, Jason's, the one that you and Errol did, but also also, I went and visited some of the artists who have done some unique things. So at Hazelnut, New Orleans, they have some amazing pieces that they created uniquely for
Got a
this
tray
year.
over
so
here.
we have a lucite tray there.
There you go.
And then
the logo.
a great idea is this frame that they have. And if you visited or attended any of the events, you could take a picture of friends and family, put it in here. Great gift so that you can remember the tricentennial, but also great gift idea. And then in keeping with the tricentennial, there is a Santa that Christopher Radko did exclusively for Hazelnut, New Orleans. And on the back is our cathedral.
Fabulous.
So isn't that fantastic?
Fabulous.
So that is great. And then also a scene from New Orleans. So the perfect little ornament for your tree complements.
It's got a Superdome on it.
Yes, and again, those are all at Hazelnut. And then also Alexa Pulitzer, who we all know tells our story tremendously throughout the globe. She did some pieces not only for the tricentennial, but also just for New Orleans. So these are note cards, but she did a number of
big
things,
fan.
and you can find them on her website at alexapulitzer.com. And then also Mignon Faget did a series of jewelry as well as different pieces that you can purchase at the boutique or again at their website. And the interesting thing is if you go to 2018NOLA.org, you can find all of these merchandise items. You can we'd love for you to go visit the stores and purchase them in the local stores, but also you can visit them online. And many of the proceeds go back to the Tricentennial Foundation. So that is a place to start. And the second thing on our list is, I work with nonprofits all year long. And so I thought one of the great things to give, especially for those people that you say, what can I give them? And the tough people on your list, a membership or a ticket to one of the many arts and entertainment activities or events that you talk about all year long. And there are a number of them. New Orleans Museum of Art, they have a great exhibit going right now. Ogden Museum's always doing something local. All of our local museums and recreational parks have things that are educational for children, really run the gamut in terms of demographic interest. And so I suggest memberships to these museums and/or spaces, or buy tickets for specific events that might be coming up. Now here's one. Everybody knows this gentleman. He is Harry Connick Jr. He is another one of our local celebrities. And he has been doing a tricentennial tour really all over the globe. And he's bringing it home this weekend to New Orleans. He's going to be at the UNO Lakefront Arena. But you can still take part by, he has VIP experiences. One of them is $1,000 you can purchase. It's tickets for the floor, but also a pre-show reception, food and beverage, and a post-show meet and greet and photo op with Harry. Then you can wrap that up and put it under the tree for that special someone. But also, he has it's just for New Orleans, a VIP experience for a 1-hour piano lesson with Harry that you can take at the Ellis Marcellus Center or in New York City. They'll arrange it there. And all of the proceeds from the concert this weekend are going back to the Ellis Marcellus Center for Music, which of course he and Branford Marcellus started. And it's an amazing space here in New Orleans. And then also on our list, donations. If you're looking for something again, that's someone on your list who really cares about giving back, or that's someone who has everything, think about giving something as a donation to one of our local nonprofits in honor of your friends or family. I mentioned a few here just because I've been working on projects with them as of late. Family Service, which deals with mental health and substance use, amazing projects that are getting ready to start in the city. And the Vous Carré Commission Foundation, I thought this would be of interest to Peggy. They are launching an apprenticeship program, and where they will be training apprentices and people in the city to take on the things like the plaster work and the mill work and the iron work. And it's really important for the longevity of architectural integrity in the city, as well as the French Quarter, obviously. And then finally, this is a find that I think is just amazing. It's Giving of Gifts, the Art of Thoughtful Giving. And even if someone is really great at gift buying, it's really fascinating. Lynn White is a local New Orleanian. She wrote this book, and it's just fascinating. It really creates some thought, sparks thought about different things, people and things of interest to them, and note writing. It's something you could give someone now or throughout the year, and it really is a terrific book.
Julie, it's so funny because I just happen to have a copy of that.
You do?
And when you said, hey, I'm going to show it, I think it's perfect. It's also beautifully illustrated too.
Very much so.
Sometimes I think we all need to be a little bit more creative in how we say thank you. And
Yes,
this helps.
It does. It has some great ideas for that.
Sometimes you can't thank folks enough. So
Yeah,
thank you very much. Glad you're
You're
with us.
welcome. Me too.
And New Orleans Magazine's quiz queen, Julia Street, has a question for us. Last time, Tony Walther, hello Tony, gave us the name of a local entertainer who recorded the song The 12 Yachts of Christmas. And what was the gift on the 6th day? The answers are Benny Grunch and a 6-pack of Dixie. By the way, Benny will be with us on our December 28th show. Now tonight's question. This French pastry served at Christmas time is designed to look like a log. What is it called, and what does the entire name mean in English? Okay, so give me the French and then the English. All right, email your answers to steppinout@wyes.org. Our prizes, 3 copies of the Pelican book, New Orleans Home at Christmas by Bonnie Warren with photos by Cheryl Gerber. A $25 gift certificate from our friends at Kitchen Witch Cookbooks on Bayou Road. By the way, Kitchen Witch is hosting a book signing with author Marito Woywood. That's tomorrow, Miss Crandall rather, Woywood Crandall, and it's all about Johnny White's Sports Bar. We're also offering 4 tickets to this year's New Orleans Christmas Fest. Thank you, Diane. Go to WYES.org for our online calendar to see our lineup of events, including Erte's birthday party. That's tomorrow night at 6 o'clock at the Martin Lawrence Gallery. And don't forget caroling in Jackson Square this Sunday night. You can also link to our WYES YouTube channel to see our program. Now, Diane, NOLA Christmas Fest, getting bigger again this year.
Getting bigger.
Huh?
We are up to another 50,000 square feet. We're
at the convention center, so there's space to grow.
Right. The New Orleans Convention Center has, this is their 6th year to put this on, and I'm like the neighborhood talker about it. You know, I'm the neighborhood facilitator. Anyway, we're open Thursday, this Thursday, December 20th through the 31st. So it's open New Year's Day as well as Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. It's going to be amazing again. We have a huge ice rink, never crowded, enough room for all. We also have a 15-foot high dual ice slide, which is so much fun.
Adults can do that too?
I think, Peggy, you have to come. You and Elle, you get your own slide, and it's a competition who can go further. Breakfast with Santa this year. We also have that. We're offering it on the 22nd and the 23rd. We're also doing Military Day. We've never done this before, but on Friday the 19th, Friday the 20th, sorry, as far as both Fridays.
21st, yes.
21st. Both Fridays we have half off for military first responders as well. So that's $10 to come. The ticket itself is $20. It's all inclusive, pay one price. It's also, if you bring a Coke can, it's $15 a person.
So that includes being able to ice skate too?
Ice skate, the rental of skates, everything but face painting and a photo with Santa. But the characters, we have 12 characters. It is an amazing opportunity to go and spend all day. Really, there's so much for families to do. And I want to say that parking is conveniently just across the street.
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal. And you know, there's also a concern with Convention Center Boulevard having the new construction, which is going to be fabulous in another year. But if you go to the West Bank Expressway, like you get on the bridge, like you're going that way, the last exit is Chapatulas. Take a right, the parking lot is
and
right
that's
there.
Hall H. It's
Hall H, like holiday.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Diane.
Thank
so
you,
much.
Peggy.
And earlier today, artist and guitarist Tony Green visited with us to tell us about his new show that's tomorrow and play for us too. Performing with him is Russell Welch. Artist, guitarist Tony Green is a very fortunate man living both in New Orleans, but mostly these days in Venice.
Venice, Italy.
Venice, Italy. Okay. That's true. But you're here for a while because you have a special showing of your paintings.
Yes, I do. Tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be a daytime thing because there's so much going on tomorrow evening, tomorrow Saturday. Yeah. And it's going to be at Stafford Tile and Stone, which is where the old Tyler's Beer Garden used to be.
Some folks will definitely remember that, and near the Academy.
Right next to the Academy.
But you've got, it's really a paintings of Venice and famous landmarks of Venice, but also a little bit of Carnival in Venice too. Huh?
Yeah, well, the Carnival in Venice, it's a bit different from what we do here. You know, it's more fashionable 17th century stuff.
Parading around.
Yeah, but you should come because these are large paintings that I have, and you know, a lot of them are done on the spot. And I've been in Venice for 36 years, so I'm starting to get to know the place.
So hard to believe.
Yes. Time just flies.
Now let's talk about mentors.
Okay.
Mr. Ozols
Azacalosozos. He was a great contribution to this community by starting the New Orleans Academy of Fine Arts. He's got his new book out, and he's got a direct connection to the Renaissance because he studied with a guy who studied with a guy who studied with a guy. And I mean, he even picked up this little West Bank guy from the, and got him going in the right direction.
Tony, but that's not all, because you're also a gypsy jazz guitarist.
Yes.
Django Reinhardt,
Right,
and proud
exactly.
of it. How did you get into that?
When I was living in Belgium, I was studying at the academy, the Schoen Kunst, the art academy there, and I had a rock and roll band, but I stumbled into this bar, and here were these gypsies playing, and I became a groupie right on the spot, and I started following these guys around and said, this is what I want to do. And so it opened up the whole pantheon of European music to me.
Now, what are you going to play for us tonight?
I'm going to play a little Christmas tune called Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree.
And there's a rumor that you're actually going to sing.
Oh!
Who knew? Is that true?
Yeah, I guess it had to happen.
Well, we'll get out of the way and let Tony begin.
Thank you, Peggy. Thank you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I'm rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where couples you'll see they'll always wanna stop. I'm rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll get ourselves some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. You will get a sentimental feeling, baby, when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly. Deck them halls with a balls of holly. Well, I'm rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everybody swinging so merrily in the new old-fashioned way. Russell Welch, yeah! A sentimental feeling, baby, when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly. Deck them halls with the balls of holly. Well, I'm rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everybody swinging so merrily in the new old-fashioned way.
On New Year's Eve, Tony will be performing at Cafe Dagon. It's New Year's Eve dinner. Call the restaurant to book either the 6 p.m. or 9 p.m. seatings. Now, Alan.
This has been the absolute busiest holiday season on record, with no less than 7 holiday shows that I've had to see, 2 of which, the Santaland Diaries and The Mutilated, I'll get to next week. But first of all, my favorite of the offerings in terms of its large scale and its overall production is Irving Berlin's White Christmas. This is the one that's based on the 1954 Paramount movie, which starred Bing Crosby, Rosemary Clooney, Vera Ellen, and of course Bacchus #1, Danny Kaye. The cast stars Kevin Murphy and Bryce Slocum as song and dance man Wallace and Davis, and Melissa Cotton Hunter and Mandy Mueller as Sister Act Betty and Judy Haynes. They're terrific, along with the supporting cast of some 24 other players, and of course Michael McKelvey's directing, but he's also conducting this time out because Dennis Asaf has been a little bit under the weather. He's been ailing, and Donna Clavijo's been helping as music director. Fantastic sounds emanating from that orchestra. What makes this work, and the singers and the dancers all fantastic, though, is, with these big tap dancing sequences, it's really 2 words: Jeanne Buisson. She has reimagined all of the choreography. It is nothing short of fantastic. And there's only really one weekend left for this. Tickets are still available for this wonderful holiday treat for the entire family. You'll love Irving Berlin's music. I guarantee it. Now, what happens when New Orleans gets hit by a blizzard? Snowmageddon, as it were. The hilarious results, an original musical that is penned by Ian Hawke and Leslie Castell. It's called Mandatory Merriment. Hawke also stars opposite Clint Johnson, Whitney Mixon, Meredith Long, and Chivas Michael. The premise is, of course, that the bar is the place where the locals and the stranded visitors are having to spend their time, Benny's Bar. And Benny, by the way, is played by Alan Payne, the musical director of this piece. It's really silly fun, but, you know, popular tunes like Please Come Home for Christmas and Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, really expressively done by the cast, make it really special. It's a great family fun piece. I would say some adult moments are in it, so don't bring the very young. Think twice about bringing the very young again, for particularly some of the more racy scenes that are towards the end there that especially I think that might be of some help there to know. But it has really all the earmarks of a perennial holiday treat. I think they're going to bring this one out again.
In the new space, in the new space.
And again, I think it may be seen as often as Grandma's Fruitcakes, if you're not careful. Another holiday show that also looks like it's going to be an annual holiday classic is, of course, the production that they did of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, adapted by the artistic director Maxwell Williams and Curtis Billings, who plays Bob Cratchit in the production. Bob Eads Jr., my God, he may have delivered one of the greatest production pieces of Ebenezer Scrooge I've ever seen. He's masterful. The cast is also filled with talented performers. John Neisler is the ghost of Jacob Marley and the Christmas Yet to Come ghost. The ghost of Christmas Past and Present are also played very well by Julia Delois and Zeb Hollins III. It's really a great cast, though, an ensemble cast. Kate Kewen is Mrs. Cratchit, Mary Pauley is Mrs. Dilber, an entire family of Sean Patterson, Cammie West, and their little one, Finn. Andrew Griffin does a great job with the lighting as well. I mean, it's really scary at times, along with Nicholas Husong on projections and Kevin O'Donnell with the sound and some original music there. It may be very scary for some of the very young, but I think that any kid over 6 or 7 will probably get it and enjoy it. A Christmas Carol, again, playing at Le Petit. The next 2 holiday shows I wanted to mention, though, are Holiday Jukebox. They're local stars serving up some holiday cheer. The Big Easy Boys and the Big Easy Babes, starring at Rivertown Theater's production that they're doing, of course, of Let It Snow. I love this little production. They whip up through a number of different holiday songs, some special bits in it, such as a mixed up 12 Days of Christmas and the story of Al Copeland's Christmas Lights, which I loved, and you'll love as well. That was penned by Mark Fucci. And of course, aside from Fucci, there's Rich Arnold, Alec Barnes, Jonathan Drury, and Michael Travella as the boys, as it were. And as far as the babes, Marie Becknell, Ashley Rose Bailey, Emily Heck, and Hannah Rochelle. They all do a really great job. And of course, they have a couple of people who revolve, so you might not see the same cast from time to time. There's also room for a lot of rarely performed Christmas songs like Turkey Lurkey Christmas from Promises, Promises.
Yeah.
I really would love for more and more people to see that. Very few seats are available for this, though, so try to get in if you can. And then, of course, the other one is the Bells, the Victory Bells. Christian Tarzetti, Skyland Roussel, and Jessica Mixon. They perform holiday traditional flair, if you will, with costume changes that are fantastic. Joining the Lazies this time out is Spencer Rocca. He channels his best Frank Sinatra and Bing Crosby. And again, the entire staging's fun, traditional Christmas songs that we expect from the Victory Bells. It's probably one for the older adults, not so much the younger set, because I really don't think the younger kids will appreciate some of these older songs. It's probably going to be also a note to really make sure that if you're going to go for the brunch, to go on Sunday, or possibly if you want to have a meal, to go on one of the night shows that they have. But again, that's Christmas Bells Are Ringing, and that's through December the 29th.
All right, Alan, thank you very much. Wow. Okay, time for our picks. Diane.
Well, NOLA Christmas Fest, we open this week on the 20th, and it is open Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and New Year's Day, and it is a pay-one price. The best deal in town for family entertainment and convenient parking.
All right, Poppy.
The last of the Before Christmas book signings for the Pascal Manally's book. Tomorrow I'll be signing at Barnes & Noble from 1 to 3 with Kit Wall. She'll be there with all her books.
Good.
And then Sunday, the Friends of the Cabildo holiday party from 4 to 5 p.m. At the 1850 House on Jackson Square. Come by right before the caroling.
Okay, Julie.
Okay, so I love the idea of the piano lesson with Harry Connick Jr. You can still get the VIP experience at El Del Rio at Ellis Marcellus Center But I found this other little guy, this little reindeer that I'm going to let Peggy name. I found these at Perino's. They have 3 different sizes, and the wood flies in, and once it settles, the ladies at Perino's decorate them and based on their personalities. And on Monday, they have a release of Saints reindeer, and part of the proceeds of those are going back to the Steve Gleason Foundation.
Love it.
So you can give and give more.
Thank you, Ellen.
I want to remind everybody that Christine Ebersol on the 3rd try is going to make it here on Saturday night. She's canceled twice before, but thank God with Seth Rudetsky. That's at the NOCA Center for the Arts, and again at 2800 Charter Street. And for those of you who didn't get enough Christmas, Elf the Musical is coming to the Sanger next week, so you get to see yet another Christmas show.
Thank you, Alan. And before we go to my picks, here's a look at this year's Celebration in the Oaks over in City Park. Special thanks to photographer Mason Wood for that Celebration in the Oaks celebration video. And, you know, they're going to be on throughout the entire month. You can purchase your tickets through City Park's website. I also wanted to show some of the old College Inn's Christmas decorations they just put up. The restaurant is on, as you know, in South Carrollton across from the seminary. And kudos to the Blanchard family who love Christmas so much. And I wanted to show you, speaking of local shopping, this is a wonderful etching of Louis Armstrong as King Zulu in 1949, created by local artist George Schmidt. The artwork and many other local pieces are available for purchase at his gallery. Give the gift of art. Continue that on 626 Julia Street and on his website. Buy local. And now my picks. The New Orleans Ballet Theater's production of The Nutcrackers running this weekend and next. Performances are being held at the Orpheum Theater on Roosevelt Way. Visit the ballet's website to purchase your tickets and enjoy a breakfast buffet, pictures with Santa, and music by Vince Vance and the Valianettes at the French Quarter Dini's Seafood Restaurant. It's Candyland Christmas. That's this Sunday at 9 a.m. Visit Dini's website to purchase those tickets, too. And looking ahead, don't miss a free holiday show featuring John Rankin, Jesse Reeks, WYES, and Ray Moore next Tuesday night at the Columns Hotel. That's a real big annual thing, and it's free. So thank you all so very much. Welcome to our show, and thank you so much for watching. Good night.